the darkest chapter of history, they try to erase hidden truths finally revealed. They say history is written by the victors. But what happens when entire chapters are torn from the book of time, buried, burned, erased, as if they never existed? In 1921, there was a place unlike any other in America. A thriving community in Greenwood, Tulsa, where black-owned businesses flourished. They called it Black Wall Street. Families walked freely through bustling streets. Jazz music spilled from clubs, and hope shone brighter than the neon lights overhead. But one night, that hope was drowned in flames. Mobs stormed the streets with torches and guns. Planes rained fire from above. Thousands fled. Many never escaped. By dawn, 35 city blocks lay in ruins. Generations were left homeless, and for decades, this story was erased from textbooks as if it had never happened. History hides its darkness well. Long before Tulsa, another tragedy burned knowledge itself. The Great Library of Alexandria, a treasure trove of the world's wisdom, vanished in flames. Scrolls holding secrets of ancient civilizations, discoveries that could have changed humanity's future, gone in an instant. Did it burn in war? Was it destroyed by decree? No one truly knows. But what is certain is that we are left with a silence that shaped the course of history forever. Some horrors weren't just lost, they were orchestrated. In the bitter winter of 1831, entire Native American nations were forced from their homelands. Children trudged barefoot through snow, their cries carried by the wind. Soldiers marched them along a path of misery, now known as the Trail of Tears. Thousands never reached the end. Treaties were broken, promises erased, and their suffering reduced to a mere footnote in history. To them, it wasn't a trail at all. It was an open grave. But even wealth couldn't escape erasure. In the early 1900s, the Osage Nation struck oil wealth that should have secured their future. Instead, it signed their death warrants. One by one, Osage leaders were poisoned, shot, and left for dead. The murders were so meticulously planned that justice seemed impossible. It wasn't until the newly formed FBI uncovered the conspiracy that the killings stopped. But by then, countless lives were lost. What wasn't lost was the fee warning that power invites predators. In 1978, deep in the Guyanese jungle, another tragedy unfolded. Jim Jones called it paradise. His followers called him a prophet. But paradise turned to hell in a single day. Mothers cradled their children as they drank poison. Panic erupted as gunfire echoed through the settlement. When investigators arrived, they found over 900 bodies lying silently in rows, victims of a leader's madness. Jonestown became a word synonymous with mass tragedy. But for survivors, it was a nightmare that never ended. Not all mysteries come from violence. Some come from the unknown. In medieval England, villagers discovered two strange children in a field skin tinted green, speaking a language no one understood. They claimed to come from a land of eternal twilight. The boy soon died, but the girl lived long enough to learn English and share fragments of their story. Were they lost travelers or something far stranger? No one can say, but their legend lingers like a ghost. And then there's the Beishimo, a ship cursed to drift the Arctic seas for 40 years. Crews abandoned her in a storm, believing she would sink. Yet she reappeared again, gliding through icy fog with no one aboard. Sailors whispered about her as if she were alive. Eventually, she vanished into the mist one last time. To this day, no wreck has ever been found. These stories, scattered across time and continents, share a single truth. They were buried, erased by fire, by fear, by those who chose silence over truth. Even horrors that seem undeniable are rewritten. The Holocaust left evidence carved into flesh-tattooed numbers on survivors' arms. Yet even this tragedy faces denial. Entire chapters of humanity's pain are still dismissed as myth. This is how history disappears. Not all at once, but piece by piece, until the truth becomes whispers in dark corners. And when we forget, darkness wins. Tonight, we remember the streets of Greenwood that once sang with music, the scrolls of Alexandria that could have rewritten the future, the footsteps on frozen earth that marked a trail of sorrow. We remember the Osage lives stolen for wealth, the faithful who trusted a false prophet, the children of twilight, and a ghost ship that defied death itself. They tried to erase these stories, but their silence speaks louder than ever. The past is never truly gone. It's waiting for us to look closely, to turn the page, and to remember.